Want your hits to feel stronger? This city skin lets you damage cut through tanky troops. I will show you how to reach 15% HP bypass and where it matters the most. I will answer if this beats normal attack skins and who you should chase. So let's start first with what is the HP bypass. Let's start from there. It makes your hit ignore some of the enemy health protection. What I mean by that is, if you go, every troop is having some HP. We're having, for example, for marksmans 211, for Vestos is even less, like 192. So by ignoring the HP, you're basically reducing how much HP this unit are having. So the moment you're doing the hit, you're hitting units with less HP. It's little different from the defense you're seeing, physical defense or magic defense. But at the end of the day, for me personally, HP bypass is way more valuable from, for example, magic defense or defense in general, defense penetration. So how to reach this 15% HP bypass? Now the first place obviously is going to be the city skin, getting the new Mage city skin, and this is only applied for the Mage troops. I have to point out this, it's not like it's going to apply for cavalry or infantry, it's applying only for the Mage troops. Magic units HP bypass 10%. Now with the Adornment, you can get extra 3%. So to check out the Adornment, I have to go here. And by the way, the Mage city skin is looking absolutely crazy. This is something that I didn't expect and I'm so happy. But the Adornment is not looking something crazy. Now the Adornment is going to give you Thunder Anchor, which is going to give you extra 3% HP bypass. So far we're talking about 13% HP bypass. So from where we can get extra 2%. And right now I'm going to share with you something that I was thinking I'm going to make a separate video for this, but it's going to be in this video. And this is going to be the Mage. Okay, I'm not going to share everything since it's not applying for HP bypass, but right now in Call of Dragons we're having a lot of heroes with the skill talent tree. The Yu Ming, the new mage that are presented, this generation 4, is having the skill talent tree. Also, on top of that, Gromara is also having a skill talent tree. I was surprised because, let's be honest, we're struggle for mages with skill talent tree. And why is important this skill talent tree? And from there is going to come our extra 2% HP bypass. So if I go on Lilia and go over the talents, the thing is right here. This is where we're going to get our extra 2% HP bypass. In the battle, your legion ignores basically up to 2% of the enemy HP. So we're having from the city skin 10%, we're having from the Adornment 3%, and I plan in my Mage, this is going to be a video that is going to come soon. This is going to be how to destroy infantry on battlefield with mages, and boy oh boy, everything is going to melt like a snow. So yeah, from here you can get extra 2%. And since the two new heroes is something that they're having the skill talent tree, right now if I deploy the 4 legions I'm working on, you're going to see Lilia Thea, we're having skill talent tree. Bertrand Tocher, we're having skill talent tree. Thunderlin Mu, we're not having skill talent tree here, so this is an issue. And I have Wodir with Velen. I am forced to use epic hero. I know Wodir is extremely good hero, but we're forced to use epic hero just because of the skill talent tree. And right now I can clearly just remove Wodir and I can put all the generation mages right here. And at the end it can be, for example, Mutea is going to be Lilia Velen, Bertrand Tocher, Grumara, Thunderlin, or yeah, I think Grumara. I'm going to think which one I'm going to put. Is it going to be Grumara or Yun as a commander for Thunderlin? And I'm going to put... Okay, I guess I missed something here. I'm going to make a separate video about this thing because it's not so clear. But like this, you can actually get 15% bypass. 15%, absolutely crazy for the mages. And why I think the infantry is going to melt, just because the main power of the infantry obviously is going to be armor. This is one of the things. It's going to be armor, but the HP is 269. We have so many boosts for the infantry that is increasing the HP or the defense. As you can see here with the green is how much by researches, by city skins, by whatever, my infantry are boosted. Now, does it help all troops? Well, it's not actually help all troops, as I start at the beginning of this video. It's not going to apply for cavalry or infantry or whatever. It's just going to be for the mages. And I think this is a huge win for mage community, since, let's be honest, lately I was thinking the game just leave the mages out. I mean, the marksmen get their long range warfare, the infantry get their ironclad, the cavalry get their charge when they're reducing the damage by 18%, and at the same time is getting more damage. I mean, there was so many things. And also the heroes for the cavalry, for the infantry, for the marksmen, there was basically very decent heroes. But for the mages, generation 1 mages was still beating generation 2 and generation 3, and I was like, oh my god, I really hope the generation 4 and maybe the city skin is going to change this and is going to change that thing. I'm expecting the infantry to melt like a snow on the battlefield with this magic unit HP bypass, but it's not applying for other troops. The only thing that is going to apply is the activational status. The moment you activate your city skin, you're going to immediately get 2%. Since I have like 5 activated epic skins, I'm getting 2.5% legion attack, but if you activate 5 legendary skins, you're going to get 10% more legion attack, which is 7.5% more if you only have epic castle. So this actually also helped me to decide, should I actually go for the Adornment or should I actually not. I'm honestly thinking to actually go for Adornment just to make my mages extremely strong, but in the future I plan just to get this extra 2% by getting just the legendary skin. Now, where this is going to apply, where this 15% HP bypass is going to apply the best way, and for me personally, the way is going to be fighting in the thick choke points and also on the defense. When you're fighting under defense territory, you're going to get 10% more attack and 10% defense, which is, I think, is getting more attack as a mage is just making you hit more harder, and since you're hitting from very far, it's just way better from point of getting more merits. Now, what kind of artifacts is going to fit perfectly well with this 15% HP bypass from the new mage skin and from the talents? Is going to be artifacts that are a suit one. What I mean by that, the artifacts, we're having different artifacts. For example, Phoenix Eye is a perfect example, it's a suit artifact. The suit is capable of dealing tremendous damage in the combat. Mirage Orb is also very good one. Infernal Flame, very nice one. Now, maybe artifacts like Breath of Gigantis is not going to be that valuable, or maybe Thunder Elegy, or maybe Tear of Fireborn is not going to be, you know, you're not going to hit that hard with this HP bypass. But at the end of the day, you may also need this type of artifacts just to be more efficient on the battlefield and also support your alliance. By getting Breath of Gigantis, you're going to drop the enemy defense. Tear of Fireborn is going to heal the ally units or ally troops, and Thunder Elegy is going to do a silence, and also the legions are going to stuck in one circle for 5 seconds. So, you know, this artifact is not useless, but I strongly prefer, and I definitely want to have more assault artifacts. The new artifact that is coming in Call of Dragons is also an assault one, and in my opinion is actually a very decent one. So if we go over the artifacts, you can clearly see where is the artifact. Yeah, this is the artifact Dragon's Fate. This is a new assault artifact for PvP. Is doing pretty decent damage, magic damage, 2.5k, up to 5 enemy legions. This is very nice that we're starting with the 5 legions immediately in the designated circle. And also the additional effects, I think, is more supporting for the AoE mages, like when launching a normal attack, the Welder's Legion have 50% chance to do a magic damage for the next time it deal hero skill damage. And there is some damage factor, but I think this is a very nice for AoE heroes. It's not only for one hero, this artifact. I think it can apply for many or other AoE damage dealers. Now, what can be a free-to-play path for the city skin? This is something that I think I say in one of my videos, but to be able to get a city skin like this, you just have to prepare to save for a very long time. and basically use the troops you're having and save the speed ups. This is something that I did for 8 months. I'm WoW spender, so most likely I'm going to be able to, you know, push for 35 40 million power in this event. But if you're free to play, yeah, maybe it's going to cost you also 8 months. But this is Call of Dragons. Here you have to have a strategy for in the future, maybe 1 2 3 months, in my case 8 months. But at the end of the day, you just need one city skin, one decent city skin for your main troop, and you're going to be unstoppable on the battlefield. I suggest go in the good kingdoms, strong alliances, get some good chests from there with some speed ups inside, be active, and slowly you're going to gather your speed ups. Just don't have eliminate this temptation the moment you receive the speed up to immediately use it. I mean, yeah, sometimes we have to support the alliance in brink of wars and etc. But I think just focus to get one city skin and you're going to be perfectly fine. And after this, you can just activate it like I did, the epic city skins you're having, and you're going to get like 2% more legion attack. And from the legendary city skin, extra 2%, you're going to end like 4% more legion attack. But I think this is the free-to-play path to get the city skins. It just requires decent patience. Now, how do I plan to test it? Well, the moment the city skin arrive, I'm definitely going to get it, as I already mentioned. We still don't have this this event, but I already start my, how to say it, all of my troops to be trained. There is like 9 days for this one, so the moment the event hit, I'm going to finish all of these researches or trainings. I'm going to get the buff, I mean kingdom buff. I'm going to get the title, I'm going to get the mana stone, and I'm going to jump with everything I have to hit this 20 million. Or at least I'm going to spend all of my speed ups, and I hope for Adornment, because I think this Adornment, especially for the mages, is a game changing, and it's apart from this 15% HP bypass that I think is going to be crucial. It's not only because of the infantry, also you're hitting other mages, you also are hitting marksmen, also hitting cavalry. Is applied for all the troops presented on the battlefield. Now, is there any counters for the HP bypass? Well, the only counter so far I see in the game right now, I am playing the Rise of the Dragon, is actually Race of Remedy, because when the legions are fighting on the battlefield, they're receiving some healing. Maybe the healing is the only counter I see for the HP bypass, just to get back your troops. But it's not actually a pure counter, because you're still going to send these troops in the hospital from the enemy side. But you know, with the healing, the enemy is going to still have a decent number in their legion. And again, yeah, it's going to be Race of Remedy. Maybe if you go with Temporal Trap and get some healing. But this is specific for the Rise of the Dragon. Something else that can help the enemy is actually Tear of Airborne. It's also giving some healing. In general, it's going to be healing just to fill the troops you sent in the hospital from the enemy side. So it can also help you when you're playing and you face many people with this city skin. I think it's going to also help you by a lot, just to have better sustain on the battlefield. Now, is it worth it for today? And my answer is absolutely yes. Not because of the, yeah, it's because of the HP bypass, but so far we're seeing in Call of Dragons things shift in the melee units, in the physical damage. We're seeing so much infantry. There is more infantry for mages and marksmen on the battlefield, especially in the pushes. The alliances know that. And this city skin is going to melt. It's going to melt enemy tanks, infantry, blink infantry, cavalry, whatever. This city skin is going to just melt the tank line. Extremely important if your alliance want to be efficient in their pushes. So yeah, every player to get one of these city skins. I don't think everybody is going to get this city skin, but at the end of the day, this city skin is going to melt infantry like a snow. So this will be for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoy it. Make sure to hit one like if you get some value or second idea. Share with your friends. Also subscribe if you're new into this channel. I wish you a great day and see you in the next video.